Welcome back to CBS Sports HQ. Maxx Crosby has been one of the most disruptive defensive ends in the entire NFL. The last 3 seasons alone, he's compiled 32 sacks while racking up 68 tackles for loss. Those numbers will put you up there with some good company, as you see here, including his good friend and newly minted NFL Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett. Let's go ahead and say hello to the man himself, live from the Raiders facilities, because no days off for you, Maxx Crosby. Welcome to CBS Sports HQ. How are you? Thanks for taking the time.
I appreciate the intro. It's an honor to be with y'all.
You know, I laid out the stats. Obviously, you're a very talented defensive end yourself. But last night, you got to watch your good friend, Myles Garrett, win his 2nd Defensive Player of the Year award. I know you respect him immensely. What'd you say to him after getting that honor, and what does his friendship mean to you?
Yeah, you know, I reached out to him right away. We talked last night a little bit and just told him congrats. You know, he's somebody that, you know, as much as we're, you know, really cool, like we use each other as motivation and push each other to be better because, you know, we're both trying to be the greatest at what we do. Myles has, you know, been in the league a little bit longer and has created a resume that is, you know, unbelievable. You know, 2nd Defensive Player of the Year, got over 100 sacks. You know, those are all things that I aspire to do and plan on doing. And, you know, he pushes me to be better, and I, you know, think he would say the same. So, you know, 2 guys that, you know, went to high school, both in the same DFW area in Texas. We've known each other for a while. So, I think we're doing a good job of representing, you know, Texas high school football for sure.
I would say so. Us NFL fans, blessed to watch you both be disruptive in the league just year after year. You know, you're entering your 8th season with the Raiders. Obviously, firmly established yourself as a Raider legend already. Check that off the list. But what does that mean to you, and really what's your focus ahead of next season?
Yeah, you know, right now, my main focus is on my rehab. I've, you know, had to get another surgery, going into my 8th year, and I've had 8 surgeries. So definitely not the easiest thing to deal with, but at the same time, it's all about your mindset and your approach and perspective. You know, I'm so blessed to be, you know, in this position. I'm literally living my dream. I'm doing everything I wanted to do since day one. It's crazy, you know, just. I don't really take much time to look back and think about how far we've come because I know how far we got to go. And, you know, I chase that every day. And my focus, like I said, is my rehab training. I'm on my fourth week of rehab already. I'm lifting. I'm doing everything across the board at the highest level. And, you know, it's a new offseason. You don't just get to start from where you left off last season. You got to break it right back down to the studs and build up that foundation. And that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm with my guy, you know, Rick Slade, every single day, getting to it, and you know, focus on having the greatest year I've had yet. You know, this 8th year.
Well, we look forward to watching that. That's for sure. I know the near future includes rehabbing, but also watching Super Bowl 60. The Patriots and Seahawks facing off. What are the plans? Where will you be watching the Patriots and the Seahawks in Super Bowl 60?
Yeah, I'm gonna be here in Vegas. You know, you know, no matter what, Vegas is my home. I was able to build my dream house out here, and it's going to be home for a long time. You know, I have my daughter, my wife. We're going to be watching it. Rachel, a couple of her friends are going to come over, and my best friend, you know, who hosts the Rush podcast with me, he's like a brother to me, so he's going to be in town as well, and we're going to, you know, just kick it and, you know, get in the theater, eat some good food, and watch the game. So it's going to be It's gonna be a hell of a matchup. I'm excited for sure.
What's Maxx Crosby's favorite Super Bowl side dish?
Side dish, you know, it's funny. You know, Rachel asked me yesterday. She's like, because I only have, like, in the off season, my Saturday night is my cheat meal. Like, okay. I'm by the book, like meal prep to the exact minute every day of the year. During the season, I have zero cheat meals. So that Saturday night's my night. So now that it's Sunday, the Super Bowl's on Sunday, I'm not going to be eating that cheat meal. So she's asked me, what do you want? I'm like, I'm sticking to it. I got to. You know what I mean?
Oh, you got to have like a little dollop of buffalo chicken dip or something.
See, I love that. I love chips and queso. I literally love that, and I haven't been able to enjoy that. But you see, Myles Garrett's got 2 Defensive Player of the Years. I need to be on that level. So I don't care what I got to sacrifice. You could cut my finger off. If I can get that in the Super Bowl, I'm doing that. So whatever we got to do till then. But when I retire, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna eat real good on Super Bowl Sunday.
I
There's
love
no
that.
doubt about it.
I love that. Facts. I love it. You actually beat those Patriots to open up the season this year. Who do you think wins?
I think it's an incredible matchup. I like both teams a lot. Got a ton of respect for both coaching staffs. God, that's the hardest thing about the Super Bowl is it's so hard to predict because you're playing in different conferences. You got 2 weeks off. There's so much that goes into it. There's a lot of, different, it's not the same schedule as the regular season game. You got all these interviews, all this stuff going on. And I think just the most prepared team is going to be the winner. And it's hard to make a prediction. I don't know. I really do like both teams a lot, but I feel like my brain is telling me Seattle, but my heart's telling me New England.
Oh, he's torn.
I'm torn. I can't lie. I always wait till right before the game to pick the team. I like to see him run out the tunnel, see what the coach looks like, and you know what I mean. If you see the quarterback looking a little shaky in pregame or something, you're like, okay, they might be screwed. It's like watching a walkout in the UFC or boxing. Like if you see somebody that looks a little like they got a little fear in their eye, I'm like, yeah, I ain't betting on him.
Okay, so we'll follow up that question a few minutes before kickoff. Then sounds good.
Yeah, just give me a call. You'll be good.
All right. Well, you brought up the UFC. I know that this offseason for you will not include any queso, no buffalo chicken dip, but it will include watching the UFC. You're a huge fan. I'm sure you've probably caught the past 2 big UFC events on Paramount Plus. So it got us thinking, who are your top 3 favorite UFC fighters to watch right now?
Ooh, that's a great question. Big shout out to Dana as well. Dana's like family to me. Hunter Campbell, all those guys are crushing it. Wow, right now I would say number 1 is Justin Gaethje, without a doubt. Huge Raider fan as well. We've become boys over the last few years. So seeing his fight, just going out on his sword, was the coolest thing ever. That guy is an absolute animal. So I'll put him at number 1. I like, God, I don't want to miss anybody. Current fighters right now, I would say I like watching Yair Rodriguez a lot. I think he's one of the most dynamic, entertaining guys, no matter what. He hasn't got his belt yet, but he's definitely always in the mix. I love watching him. And then I got to give some love to the bigger guys. So I got to say John Jones. John Jones is me and him, go way back. We've done some events together. I know his brother. We were teammates. So he's like family to me. So John Jones, everyone knows, is the GOAT. So I definitely put him in there as well.
So you've actually trained with some UFC fighters in the past, is that right? How was that? And do you maybe incorporate some of that training into your regular regimen?
Yeah, there's new things I like to try out. I feel like every offseason there's a different activity or sport or something that I like to, just sprinkle into my training just to get, a different type of feel and kind of just keep, things fresh. And fighting is something I definitely have had a big passion for my whole life. But honestly, over the past few years, really getting to learn how to actually box and how to actually throw hands and do different things. And, I've had the opportunity to spar with Sean Strickland, who was a champion, not long ago, and an absolute lunatic of a human being. And we got some footage where the people would be like, you're actually out of your mind. Like, we're really scrapping in there. And, we went after it. And then Dominic Cruz, another champion. Me and him sparred a lot of rounds together and got after it. So I love doing stuff like that. It's just a change of pace. And also, that's not my comfort zone. And if I could do some certain things in the off season that are out of my comfort zone, I feel like it makes me better overall. Just diving into those waters without that raft and just having to survive and learn how to thrive in that is definitely a different feeling. So I like doing that a lot.
You don't strike me as a guy who closes the door on really anything in life. So correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe after this day job is done, could fighting in the UFC maybe be in Maxx Crosby's future?
It's funny. Hunter Campbell and Dana, they're hilarious, and they're fully convinced that by the year 2030 or 2031, I'm going to be the heavyweight champion. And I'm that type of person where I'm like I said, I've just met you, and you kind of already get that feeling. You're spot on. Like, I'm the type of person that's never going to put a limit on what I do. I live one life. And I definitely have certain things I want to accomplish and things I want to do. And I'm never going to close the door on opportunity. So I don't, I truly don't know. And I don't see that happening. You know, I've been through a lot already just being in the NFL, and body's been through a lot. But if it makes sense at the time, and if that's in my heart and my soul that I want to go out there and go compete, it might just happen. You never know. So, yeah, I love fighting. I feel like I got definitely the right mentality, the athleticism, the power and speed. It's just about putting that all together and being fully in. But I don't know. I don't know. I've already put my body through some. We will we'll reconvene next time. But sorry, excuse my language. Don't
listen. Never say
here,
never.
But I
love to hear it. In 2030, by the way, can't come soon enough. We're praying for this to come to fruition. You know, just as we're on this subject, any NFL players you think could or maybe would be excellent UFC fighters?
I don't know. You know, I think of you know, I always think of the big guys. You know, you look at a Myles Garrett. Like if Myles would commit to being a UFC fighter, I think that would be terrifying. You look at Khalil Mack, another one, like he's a big, I mean, he's a cyborg, like he's not human. So if a guy like that really dialed into fighting, just the power and the strength and the mindset alone, like if that was put into just fully being a fighter, it's a scary combo. So yeah, guys like Khalil, Myles, I feel like myself, you know, we go all in, being fighters, we would be scary, for sure.
Maybe we'll see a Myles Garrett and Maxx Crosby in the octagon 2030. Who knows? That's something.
You never know.
To tune into.
You never know.
All right. Let's end here because you are here on behalf of Saxx Underwear, the premium men's underwear brand. Tell us about this product and how you're involved.
Yeah, so Saxx Underwear, we've had a great partnership for the last couple of years. As you guys know, he's got the double X. I'm Max, the two X's. It just made too much sense, and I'm sacking the quarterback, so it was a match made in heaven. But you know, we just came out with 2 limited edition underwear, and I'm a big pit bull guy, so I wanted to incorporate my dog somehow to my underwear, and I got 3 pit bulls and I put them on my underwear, and they're custom, they're exclusive, and they're incredible, and they did an amazing job designing them. And then the other pair got my logo. And having an awesome design. So, yeah, they've been an amazing partner. They have that vision of getting creative and, you know, stepping outside the lines a little bit. And that's what I'm all about. So, yeah, big shout out to Saxx Underwear, best underwear in the game.
I love it. Sounds like a great Valentine's Day gift to me. We will support. Maxx Crosby, thank you so much for taking the time to join us here on CBS Sports HQ. We appreciate you. One of the most disruptive defensive ends in the entire league joining us here on HQ. How lucky are we to have witnessed all of this greatness in his career? 437 tackles for loss, 69.5 sacks, interception, 11 forced fumbles. Greatness.